Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter. Nate is joining me as he does every single Sunday and Wednesday, which is when we record them. But you guys hear them Monday and probably usually Thursday. So, yeah. Happy time change, everybody. Hope that you weren't. Was this the one that you'd be late for work? Yeah, you would be late for work if you didn't set your clocks. Oh wait, no, because they jump ahead. So it would be if you worked at 8.
Yeah, you'd be late.
Your clock would be 7. So yeah, okay, it would be late. So
Yeah.
hopefully everybody's on time today. They remember to change their alarm clock. I don't know if that's really a thing anymore. Like I know some people still use alarm clocks, but I think most people use their phones, and that changes automatically.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, like unless you're using like the clock on your oven or something like that. But
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
Some people might. Yeah. Maybe you got like a studio apartment where like it's literally just kitchen, bedroom, and then like there's one side room that has a bathroom, but otherwise everything's just like all in the main area. Then I guess maybe you'd like use your microwave or your oven because then you have to get up to turn it off. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be. So, or you got like one of those like the programmable like robot things that like when the alarm goes off, it'll jump off the table and you have to chase after it. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah. I have, yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people probably still use alarm clocks just because, like, you know, it's what they've been doing forever, or you know, they're a little bit louder and more annoying, so it actually gets you up out of bed. But
yeah, that's fair.
Don't know. Yeah, I should, but I don't. Actually, my girlfriend has one of those like winding clocks. So like you have to wind it up like every day, and it like actually ticks, and then you hit the top of it, and it like I don't know, does something like actually mechanical. Like it's not just a button, like it's an actual like old timey clock. And her mom bought it for her kind of as a joke because she was like having trouble getting up like just one particular week, like and was late for work like basically every day. So as a joke, her mom got her this like old antique clock. And she used it one time. Yeah. So she used it one time, and it was like, it ticks like quite loudly, but it's kind of soothing to fall asleep to, I guess. But oh my God, I thought the house was coming down at like when it went off in the morning. I like was awake in a terror. Like like when you're like having a dream that you're like falling, and you wake up and you kind of like jump and throw your arms a little bit. I did that, but I was like, I literally like sat straight up in bed and was like wide awake, and like the blankets were like off the like bed.
Out of a movie, basically.
Yeah, like it was so, it literally sounded like somebody was jackhammering the wall outside like of our bedroom, and the house was coming down. It was so fucking loud.
Oh my God, Kate, you said jackhammering, and just reminded me of, I still remember,
where is this going?
It was our third year, I think, and we had because you had the back half, like your room was on the back half of our apartment, townhouse, whatever. And mine was on the front half, and every single morning at 7:30 on the dot, this woodpecker would be outside my room, like on the outside of the house, like pecking at the drainage spout.
Yeah.
Or it would be at the wall. Either way, it was loud as fuck.
Like literally right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I wanted to shoot that bird.
Was that second year? Maybe it might have been third. Yeah, I don't remember. It was one of those two.
Yeah. No, I think it was third year. Because second year I was like right at the top of the stairs and directly across, but then that was you had that type of room in the third year.
Okay. Maybe it was second year that it was right outside my room or close to, and then because we switched in third year. Yeah, I don't know, but it was I do remember that, and it was annoying.
Fucking woodpecker.
So long story short, hopefully everyone's on time for work today. You remembered to change your clocks, and if you didn't, the woodpecker probably got you up. So
yeah, exactly.
And it's the time where you lose the hour of sleep. So, get that coffee in you for your Monday morning or afternoon or whenever you guys are listening to this.
I also just randomly, I kind of I didn't like clue out for a second, I guess, but like I was like, wait a second, people are getting up for work today, Sunday. They're hearing this on Monday.
Yeah. We're early. We're a day ahead of them.
Yeah.
So, oh god, I've got to sneeze,
Oh,
and it's gonna come like at the worst time in this episode. I can feel it.
pineapple.
Thank you. That'll prolong it. See if I
You're
can
welcome.
prolong it to our ad break.
Yeah. I was gonna randomly throw in the word pineapple just throughout this.
There you go. Yeah. Well, yeah. For those that are new to the show, welcome. For those that have been around for at least a couple episodes, you probably remember that Nate and I were doing a little road trip up to Calgary to see our Anaheim Ducks in person on Friday.
Finally.
And finally 4 years in the making. Well, I mean, we haven't been trying to go for the last 4 years, but last year we tried to go, didn't happen. This year, finally made it happen. So
Finally.
yeah, and it was a pretty good game. Good road trip too. We were a little bit late, just with it decided to like snow that day, so that put
pretty heavily where we are.
yeah. So that was put a little bit a few extra minutes on the road trip there. I also worked until it was supposed to be 4:30. Got out a little bit early so that we didn't miss like the whole first period. But yeah, we came in like basically as puck dropped, and then we were at our seats like 5-6 minutes in. So didn't miss too much.
There's TVs everywhere showing the game. So like even if you're not like in the seating area, you're never missing it, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, so we didn't miss any of the action. Just missed being in our seats for the first little bit. So, but yeah, no, exactly. It was I mean, it was tons of fun. There was a surprising amount of Anaheim fans.
Yeah, there's a good number of them. So
yeah, maybe not surprising amount, but like just more than I expected. Like there wasn't tons or something like that, but every once in a while you ran into an old Mighty Ducks jersey or even like a newer one, and yeah, and there was and we were sitting beside, I guess, like a guy who was a Ducks fan, just didn't have a jersey on either, but he gave me a fist bump since I was rocking my Strome reverse retro when when the Ducks scored their first one. So,
and then I'm like, I'll give you a fist bump too because I got Duck stuff under the Flames jersey right now.
Yeah,
but I'm sure he's just like, wait, what?
So
it is an odd pairing. I get it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially like even just liking two teams from the same division is kind of odd. So, but actually going to a game and cheering for both teams is also just different or unexpected maybe. So
yeah, exactly. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, anything else exciting happened for you this last week-ish, last few days, 4 days since our live episode on Wednesday?
Nah, just been grinding schoolwork. That's literally it.
Fair. You had a midterm like on the Thursday? Oh no, that was last week. You had all your midterms.
No, I did have one actually on the
you did?
On the Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did okay. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm kind of past caring. Like, okay, like let's just get it done, kind of thing. As long as I get like the minimum grade that I need to, I'm like call it good. So
yeah, fair.
I'm not trying to shoot for the A's or anything like that. So like I was even just telling my girlfriend before, I'm like I'm usually the person who will like run like papers through like an editing software, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, no, okay, we got the word. Okay, perfect. Hand it in. Good enough.
Yeah. Just run the Microsoft Word spell check and good to go.
Pretty much. So
yeah, but fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame you. So what is it? 2 weeks? No, 3 weeks left?
3 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
Three or four. Yeah, because I got like 4 weeks left actually, because the last day of classes I think is the 7th of April.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay. So and then exams. So
yeah, I got a ways to go here. So
well, to you and to everybody else who is in college, university, post-secondary, even high school. Well, I mean, I guess for high school it's you kind of just mid-semester, but particularly to college and university students, good luck finishing out the last few weeks here.
So. Yeah, you're not one anymore, asshole.
and I don't miss it at all.
I can't wait to be done. I know I did it to myself, but I can't wait to be done.
Yeah, just hearing you like talk about, oh yeah, I've got like 4 midterms this week and like all this stuff. I'm just like, I'm so glad that I don't have to put up with that anymore.
Fair, this is probably the wildest semester I've ever had, and I had taken a semester of 6 classes before, and it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but anyways,
Yeah. Well,
Calgary and Anaheim.
yeah. Let's get into the game here.
There were some numbers floating around after this game. Let's put it that way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
For a few different reasons on
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
Some
ones do you
good.
want to start with here?
Let's start with
Actually, sorry. Let's start with the score. 3-1 Anaheim for anyone that might
yeah,
have missed the game, which was shocking, I would say.
for
But
both parties involved.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Um,
Disappointing for both parties involved too, in a way.
yeah, kind of weirdly, hey. So,
Yeah.
like I know we were getting some comments on the Quack Report Twitter account there, just like, man, they're screwing up the chances for Bedard.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what was the one for the Flames the other night in particular? Was not one that Flames fans were too happy about. I can tell you that much for free.
Mhm.
Sportsnet stats had it. Let's see if I can find it here quickly.
Oh yeah.
Um, it was something about like the amount of shots that they had and losing games with the amount of shots.
Oh, something like, but they've lost like 19 games this year when
Yeah,
out shooting
yeah,
opponents by 10 shots or more or
yeah.
something like that.
That's exactly it. Yeah, Flames suffered their 19th loss of the season when out shooting their opponents by 10 or more, setting an NHL record for
Yeah, that's
doing
nuts.
so.
That's
Uh,
absolutely insane.
the previous worst was the 95-96 Boston Bruins, who had 18.
Okay. Now, is that 19 straight or is that just 19 losses at some
Uh,
point throughout the season?
just throughout the season, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, I would find it surprising if they outshot an opponent by 10 or more and like didn't win a game at all.
Yeah, 19 straight. Yeah, no, yeah. So that'd be just throughout the season. So yeah,
Yeah.
Flames fans very frustrated with that and a lot of the coaching and lineup decisions and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot. Like,
Understandably
like
so.
I made the joke the other day about like Calgary and Anaheim being closer in some respects than people maybe think that they are, and like that's just kind of adding to it. I think.
Yeah, in a way.
neither
Yeah.
neither side really is liking the coach as a whole,
Yeah.
right? Uh, I guess for the
But
Ducks would be more in the at the start of the season, but like questionable lineup choices and
yeah.
trying to figure out a direction. Both sides maybe not thrilled with how the trade deadline went, um, in terms of returns and that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
or just what the teams did. So yeah, so they're kind of closer in some ways than you would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, the results like definitely aren't the same, but like there's um and I think as much as it hurts me to say like the Flames have a on paper have a better lineup, I guess. Like just in terms of
then the
who they
then
have and like the experience that those guys have, I think like that if these teams played say 100 times, well I mean that's kind of what the deserve to win a meter is, but if these teams played 100 times, like I think Calgary takes the vast majority of those games, but
yeah, and yeah, speaking of the deserve to win meter, 1,000 simulations, but
yeah,
82.7% go in favor of Calgary for this game. Just shows you, I
yeah,
think. Um, actually, sorry, before I continue with that thought in particular, I want to point this number out. Uh, break the flame. This Ducks win broke the Flames point streak versus the Anaheim Ducks, which dated back to October 20th, 2019.
oh damn,
Literally like a month or two into us starting this show. That was the last time that the
like
Calgary
the
Flames
same
did
month we started at
not.
the beginning of October, yeah.
Yeah, that's how long it's been since the Flames did not get a point against the Anaheim Ducks, going 7-0-1. Now, mind you,
Yeah,
there was the
that's a lot
pandemic.
less
There
than
was the
we've played
yeah,
them normally, so yeah.
yeah, there was the bubble season in there too, right? So that's a season that technically counts in this timeline where they
Yeah,
didn't play each other, but still, that's uh yeah, like 8 straight games against
yeah.
and not
Also,
and getting a point out of it. So
yeah, also I think that we didn't play them much in that first season. Like, I think we were supposed to, like, we had 2, maybe even 3 games against the Flames in that 1920 season that never happened because they were scheduled for like the last little bit of the season.
Let's check on that, but you might be right.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, we might have played like 1 that season. Obviously the bubble season there was the Canadian division, so we didn't play them at all. And then there would be, I don't know,
Last
four
season?
times this season, and then we've played them twice this season. So
Yeah.
and that second game, I guess, isn't in here, so just the ones. So yeah, I think once, probably twice. I guess we played them in that first season, but
yeah,
still, so yeah,
that's still a nice point streak to break, especially.
oh,
So
for sure, yeah, especially when there's not a lot of good streaks happening for the Ducks here. So
yeah,
this year,
exactly.
anyways, but.
There's been some better ones lately, and we're gonna get into that one in particular with one gentleman.
And who is that gentleman?
So again, the Calgary Flames 82.7% on the deserve to win meter from moneypuck.com that they take these games. The reason that the Calgary Flames did not take this game, I got 4 words for you.
Okay.
All right. John, mother, fucking Gibson.
Yeah, well said.
That's the answer to the entire game, honestly.
Is that 2 words in the middle, or is that just one? I feel like
I'm making it 2.
Okay, fair.
We're emphasizing it as 2.
Fair.
A 973 save percentage, stopping 36 of 37 shots against. Oof. 16 of those being considered high danger shots from natural stat trick. The 1 goal against being one of those high danger shots. And from natural stat trick as well, a 3.25 goal save above expected.
Yeah, that's just
Gibson was on fire in this game and just happened to set a Ducks franchise record for all-time saves, passing Guillebert, who at going into this game, Guillebert held the record, obviously, at 11,813 saves. John Gibson now has the new record and will continue to push it at 11,837 saves.
Damn, that's a round of applause deserved, I think, for Gibson here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just shows all the shit he's had to put up with. I think.
And Gibson didn't find out actually until after the game. In a conversation with Ali Lozoff.
Okay.
So, but and this season alone, just in case you're wondering, 1,518 saves.
Oof.
It's a pretty good chunk of what he's got there. So
yeah, definitely. I would have to say that's just impressive. Yeah.
But you want to talk about some decent streak? Let's talk about John Gibson in. I broke it down into his last 10 and his last 5.
Okay.
So let's start with his last 10, which dates back to February 10th, and I think that game was against the Penguins, if I'm remembering this correctly off the top of my head. Gibson is 4-2-2, picking up 10 points out of a possible 20 in that span, putting up a 915 save percentage, averaging 42.3 shots against per game, and having a 3.6 goals against average in those 10 games.
Wow.
Now let's narrow it down into his last 5 because he's gotten even better. In his last 5, he's 3-1-1. So out of 10 points, he's picked up 7. He has a 936 save percentage, averaging 37.4 shots against per game and a 2.4 goals against average. John Gibson is on fire right now.
Oh, yeah. Those last numbers were in his last 5?
Yeah, his last 5.
Okay.
Which includes this Calgary game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, John Gibson just is single-handedly reducing the odds for Connor Bedard for the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah. Which definitely speaks to the, there's no tanking by players and coaches in the NHL.
Yeah.
I guess, not mentality, narrative. So it's, there's no way John Gibson, I mean, maybe he's just like that naturally skilled that he's trying to let in goals, but just accidentally saves them. Never know. Never know.
Never know. But yeah, no, I mean, like we saw some big saves out of him on Friday there, especially the one that comes to mind was that glove save windmill on Tyler Toffoli there
Ooh, that was a nice one.
on
Yeah.
Gibson's right. Yeah, that was spectacular to watch in person. And I'd come across the like the TV replay of it or that on the Twitter feed, and so I had shared it saying, like if like especially because like we're Southern Alberta, not Southern California kind of thing, right? So and like we talked about, this is our first time we've been able to actually see the team in person.
Yeah.
If you're in the Anaheim area and you're able to go like more regularly, I guess, to Anaheim Ducks games and like see John Gibson work in person, like kind of lucky, gotta say.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
but
Yeah, just in terms of John Gibson setting records, I was curious where he was for single season saves in Ducks history. Currently, this season, he's sitting 12th with 1,518 saves made this season. The record is also Guillebert in the 96-97 season. In 67 games, Guillebert made 1,961 saves. So John Gibson has 443 to go.
okay, and we have how many games left in the season? That was game 66. Which, by the way, for anybody listening, we won't be talking about the Nashville game. This is being recorded before that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that, I guess, on Wednesday a little bit.
So
Wednesday, after our post game show.
So 16 games left. Let's say he starts 10 of them.
I think that's fair to say. We have 2 back-to-backs. So yeah, just 2 back-to-backs remaining. But I mean, I think you probably get Dostal at least 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go with 12 games because that'll give Dostal 4 of them.
Yeah.
And you said what was the difference?
443. So 37 saves a game.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
No, I mean when you're facing 40 shots most times, yeah. So far this season, 1,518 in 45 games. He's made about if you round up 34 saves a night. So
yeah,
definitely not impossible, but it's not a guarantee, but it's pretty close. I think he absolutely hits top 3. Here, let's just take this 34 times by 12.
It's been like a weirdly historical season for John Gibson.
Yeah.
Of like the 3 games making 50 plus saves in the span of a month kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, the all-time saves record. What do we say? He's got 4 of the 5 like saves in a game now for the Ducks as well.
Yeah.
And like having the top 4, and I think 3 of them were in the last calendar year kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
it's been a wild season, I think, for John Gibson.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so if John Gibson plays 12 more games this season, and follows the same pace that he has all season, he should finish with 1,923 saves, which would be good for 3rd all time.
Damn.
Yeah, so Guillebert has the top 2 spots actually. The 98-99 season, he made 1,949 saves, and then Jonas Hiller in the 11-12 season currently holds the number 3 spot, making 1,839 saves in 73 games. So he played the majority of the season. So, that's.
And I was gonna say Gibson has missed a couple games, is he not, this season?
Yeah, because he
which is
he was injured there, and we had both Dostal and Eriksson up for a bit.
Oh, right.
I think it was only a couple weeks that Gibby was out, but
yeah, it wasn't too long. But even with him being out for that kind of time, right, and like that he could still do it. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Owen Wilson just wants to say wow.
Yeah. And his Gibson's personal record for most saves in a season has him 4th on the list. in 60 games, he made 1,733 saves in the 17-18 season.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
so I think he'll definitely crush that. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I don't know if it's good or not that Gibson is, not like forced, but kind of forced to make all of these saves.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least we have him because,
Yeah.
any other goalie probably wouldn't do quite as well.
Yeah, no, we would have probably cemented ourselves in 32nd like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else. So
Yeah.
not to discredit Stellars or Dostal or anything like that, but it would have been
No,
rough
but
times.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not impossible that they would, be forced to make that many saves, but it's and I mean, they would probably be playing a tandem situation, I would assume, if we were running those two. But
Yeah.
it's impressive what John Gibson is doing, to say the least there. So
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that was impressive I thought out of this game is that we only took 2 penalties.
yeah, and none of them were Trevor Zegras penalties, so he's still holding true to his word there.
There you go. Both were hooking penalties.
Okay.
And both were specifically hooking penalties against Jonathan Huberdeau.
Huh. I didn't notice that, honestly. That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't really remember the one against Leeson too much, but I do remember you commenting on the McTavish one.
Mm-hmm.
And I did agree with you, just saying that that was kind of like a good penalty to take because Huberdeau was getting ready to rip the puck, and we did see Huberdeau is definitely a pass first type of guy, which but you can't discredit his shot, which he did ring one off the post. Was it in the third period? I think.
Yeah,
That could have
second or
tied
third,
up.
I don't
Yeah,
remember,
that could
but
have
yeah.
tied up the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just he was kind of loaded up for the shot, and yeah, McTavish getting his stick in there a little bit, but that was a
Mm-hmm.
decent one to take realistically, I think. So
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the play. I don't totally remember, but I think it was I don't remember if it was on the rush or not, but it was definitely a cross crease pass to Huberdeau, and Gibson wasn't really in position to it would have had to be a spectacular save kind of thing.
If I remember off the top of my head, it was Huberdeau actually walking in from Gibson's right into the slot.
Oh, okay.
He had gotten around McTavish.
Right.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah, you're right. But yeah, it was he was in a good position that, really any NHL player should be able to have a decent shot on net in that position. It doesn't always happen. You're bound to miss or, just flub the shot every once in a while. But it's definitely a high danger opportunity. And with how much the Flames were pressuring at that point,
yeah,
it was kind of okay with, that penalty happening. So
yeah, exactly. But
yeah, yeah, I guess just to wrap that up, the penalty talk, none of them were dumb penalties that could be avoided. None of them were the misconduct ones or interference or a roughing or just a dumb slash or anything like that. They were they were hockey penalties, which they're going to happen. They do happen, and most of them
nothing
don't get called,
crazy egregious, but nothing that you're oh, that maybe shouldn't have been called, as far as I can remember, at least. So
exactly.
Those are the penalties that are just okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah,
go deal with it. So, and the Flames only did score on the one chance that bounced off of Michael Backlund there. So not even a straight on shot on net kind of thing. It was just an accidental deflection. So
just a lucky bounce that, no chance on stopping that.
But yeah, the Flames offense was just going kind of thing. The Ducks defense was kind of handling it as best as they could, which isn't great, especially if you look at the shot maps or that kind of thing. But yeah, they had Gibson back there just backstopping everything else basically. So
yeah.
And then one guy that did score in this game, Derek Grant, by the way, getting the empty net goal. Brett Leeson getting the first of the night for the Ducks there. But Max Comtois puts the puck in the back of the net again. His second goal in his last 3 games He also picked up an assist, so he got 2 points on the night, and now has 7 goals and 14 points on the season. But specifically, he's got 4 points in his last 5 games.
Yeah, so he's really starting to turn the heat up, and I think kind of make a case for keeping him on the roster for next season, because I think well he's an RFA this year if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so. I'll double check.
And there was rumblings about him being traded at the deadline, but I don't think a contender was looking for him because he's obviously struggled not even this year but last year as well. But for teams that are maybe looking to also give up another player and just kind of just a normal hockey trade, like we've got this player, you have this player, let's just swap them, give them a change of scenery, fresh start sort of thing. I think that kind of trade might have happened, but those tend to happen more in the off season, I think, unless you're trying to make cap space. So I wasn't surprised that Comtois wasn't traded, but I think that him turning it on for the last bit of the season is either him saying, okay, look what I can do, keep me around, like, it's just taken me some more time to settle back in, or saying to the other 31 teams, hey, look what I can do. Imagine if you put me with, a better line, put me on a better line with that complemented his skills a little better. So
imagine if I'm not being coached by Dallas Eakins right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it does sound like there has been, like, we've heard things kind of like here and there that those two maybe have a little bit of their own differences.
Eakins and Comtois?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see it. Yeah.
So I do kind of wonder if if Eakins doesn't come back and Comtois stays around, or even if Comtois just leaves no matter what happens with Eakins. If we see kind of a bit more of a resurgence of him, I guess, like kind of similar, I guess, to what we saw with Sonny Milano this year with Washington.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, so Comtois is a RFA, but the other thing, like Sonny Milano, was Pat Verbeek might just not even qualify him, kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you know what his qualifying offer is? Do you have that up there on Cap Friendly?
I do not offhand.
Okay.
Let's see if I can pull up what it might be.
Yeah, if you could, that could be nice. But otherwise, we got lots of time to talk about it before, before that deadline happens. Because I think it's after the season is over is when you have to have your qualifying offer.
Oh, there it is. Qualifying offer is $2,445,000.
Okay.
So not too much higher, like about $400K than what he's currently making per year.
Yeah, because is he like right at $2 million?
Right now his cap hits $2,037,500.
Okay. So yeah, that's okay. So yeah, about 400,000. So yeah, that's a reasonable qualifying offer. Like it's not one that like if you did have to sign him for that, it's not one that you're like, oh, okay, this is a bad contract. Like this really hurts us. Like he's not going to live up to this value. Like I think Comtois is a $2 million player. Hell, he's
at least
or 2.5, I guess. Even if we signed him for $3 million, like that's not the worst deal ever, given what he's done. Like 14 points this season isn't a ton, so that's a little bit of an overpay, I think, once you get into the threes. But I mean, if he continues on this pace for the rest of the season, yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to say, but and it depends on the term as well. Like if you sign him for 6, 7, 8 years at $3 million, then it either it has the potential to age poorly, but I don't.
If you had a long contract like that at an easily movable dollar amount.
Yeah.
Because who did Tampa do it with? Is that just last season? Tampa did it with somebody.
Okay.
I think it was Tampa. It feels like a Tampa thing to do.
Sign him to a cheap deal long term.
Nick Paul, that's who it was.
Okay. That's what I would have guessed when you said Tampa, but
yeah, he had signed a 7-year contract, averaging to $3.15 million per year.
Yeah, but and how old is Nick Paul? 29, 30?
Nick Paul's 27.
Oh shit, yeah. So it takes him to 35
Yeah.
ish. So yeah.
And a $3 million or slightly over $3 million contract with no trade clause until 26, 27, where it becomes a modified no trade for the last 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, Nick Paul like had performed with the Lightning pretty consistently before he signed that deal. So like it makes a little bit more sense, I think. Whereas if you sign, let's even just say the same deal for Comtois, like, you know, he could end up being just, you know, a guy that you have to bury in the AHL for the last 6 years of
or
that
a
deal, or 5 years.
Buyout of like a $3 million buyout kind of thing.
Yeah, but you know, if Comtois continues to put up the, maybe not exactly the pace, but you know, even if he goes like, you know, 0.75 or even half a point per game pace, because like he does have the physical aspect to his game as well. So like even if we say, you know, half a point per game pace for the rest of the season, we qualify him at his 1 year, $2.4 million deal. He continues on that same pace, then I would have no problem with signing him to 7 years, $3 million. But yeah, just right now as it stands, the consistency hasn't been proven yet. So we'll have to see what goes on there. But
yeah, if Comtois were to have played in every single game this year, all 82 games, projected pace would be 22 points.
Okay. And just for comparison's sake, what is Nick Paul putting up this season? And we'll go last season as well.
Nick Paul.
Oh, sorry. I thought you would have still had cap friendly up. But
oh no, it's all good. I had his cap hit. I didn't have his stats up.
Oh, okay.
Nick Paul's got 31 points in 64 games this year.
So probably on pace for about 40.
Yep, 39.7. So yeah, rounded 40.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty decent deal for
and Comtois is only 24 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So like it's not like he's necessarily like stunted or like this is the ceiling. Like you still can see some room to grow, right? And we've seen flashes of that in the past.
Mm-hmm. So oh yeah, what was it 2 seasons ago? He really popped off.
He led the team in scoring.
Yeah.
So, which mind you, the team was not scoring a lot, but it's also not scoring a whole lot right now. So
yeah, because what did he do that season? Like 30? I feel like it was like, or no, like 40 points. 30. I want to say 39 or like low 40s, like 42, 43.
For points?
Yeah.
33 points in the 2021 season. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, but that was the shortened
season? That was
that was last season.
Double season. That was 2 seasons ago.
Oh, the 2021. I was thinking 21, 22. Yeah. So yeah, 2 seasons ago. So yeah, that was what, 56 games he put up 33 points?
55.
55. Okay.
Yeah, I think he just missed the one there, so
33 divided by 55, put that over an 82 game pace is 49 points. 49.2. So you know,
it's possible.
Not bad there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, Comtois had a good night when we saw him. That was a lot of fun to see. Good old Canadian boy there. So showing up for his home country, in his home country, I suppose.
Yeah. Brett, and I was gonna say Brett Leeson is from Calgary.
That's right.
He puts up a goal, also gets a penalty.
Yeah.
All he was missing was the fight for the Gordie Howe hat trick.
Yeah.
And in his hometown barn. So
did he get an assist too?
No, he just got he just had the goal there.
Oh, okay.
So
he would have needed an assist and a fight for the Gordie Howe, but
I thought it was goal. Oh yeah, goals.
Goal assist.
I thought it was goal penalty.
No.
Oh yeah, no goal assist in the fight. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad. He was very far off. Never mind.
What?
I'd like to have that stricken from the record, please.
Well, 1/3 of the way there, if that makes you feel better.
I tried, man. I tried.
Yeah. A third of the way closer than, you know, most other guys on the team that night.
Yeah, that is very true. So that is very true. So, But
Comtois was a fight away from a Gordie Howe, though. That's what you were talking about, right? You were saying Gordie Howe
yeah,
just or Comtois almost had a
yeah.
Gordie Howe. Yeah, that's what you were
Goddamn
saying.
Milan Lucic, make yourself useful out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this game, or even just in general, like seeing the team in person, or just the experience at the dome there in Calgary?
Yeah, it was nice to finally see this team in person and just kind of like it is different seeing the team in person and how it all flows compared to seeing it from like a camera angle perspective, right? Which like
Yeah.
it really wasn't too much different from what we had realistically, which if you're watching us on YouTube, actually, I can show you that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, actually, from our seats, like if you looked straight down, you could just kind of see the edge of the camera. So
yeah. Where there we go.
there
Yeah,
it is.
that was our seating there. So it
Yeah.
was yeah, it was good to see just kind of how the team flowed and that kind of thing. The one thing I noticed that I think I noticed it more because we were in person, just how like the Ducks are a fast team. They
Oh yeah.
transition the puck pretty quickly, like especially just like skating with the puck.
Yeah.
Um,
We had quite a few like good breakups of like Calgary rushes, especially in the third period when we didn't like sit back, but we were just content to play defensive hockey and not really because we didn't have to take any chances to score offensively.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, we had like some really good breakups, and then all of a sudden, like the Ducks were going the other way, and there was a lot of missed passes, but those passes connect, and it's a good offensive opportunity. Like, and it's like lightning quick too. So
mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
Um, Trevor Zegras was fun too. He had a pretty quiet night on the score sheet. He had some good chances, I thought, but
mhm.
just I tried to watch him when I would notice he was on the ice and just kind of follow him and not really follow the play as much. And
Mhm.
particularly in the offensive zone, Zegras is good at like kind of making space and just sneaking around and
Yeah, a lot of
trying
movement from them.
yeah, just trying to get into an area where he can get the puck. And yeah, it was interesting to watch as well. And I'm sure he was, kind of keeping tabs on where guys like say Mason McTavish might be so that if the puck comes out to him or he can just quickly go and retrieve the puck, he can get it off to someone else like quickly. So,
Mhm.
um, and he's fast too. Like I think we kind of knew that, but he's I think in a couple of years, he's going to be one of the more talked about like possession guys in the league. Like it's going to be hard to get the puck off of Zegras just because not because he's a big guy, but because he can skate and he's got the hands to keep
Yeah.
the puck. So he's going to be tough to catch, and I think that's going to be a skill that we talk about a lot with Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Um, oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to say as well. It kind of goes back to John Gibson and the last 5 games, but again, kind of noticed it in person as well. Is that like defensively, the Ducks aren't too bad of a team. Like we talked about breaking up things on the rush was kind of where they excel. They're not good at maybe taking the puck away in their own zone, but they're good at making passes difficult, I guess, in their own zone, if that makes sense. And they're good at clearing pucks, like loose pucks. But
Yeah, the clearing of pucks specifically has gotten better as the seasons progressed. Especially at the beginning, it was horrific.
yeah,
It was like trying to get water out of a boat using a bottomless bucket. Um, but yeah, no,
yeah,
it's definitely improved. Um, it wasn't like fantastic in this game, but it's definitely better than we've seen throughout the season. I'll put it that way. So
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. One thing that I find interesting about the last 5 games for John Gibson and still, or sorry, Dostal has played a couple of them. So he played. Well, I guess he played against Vancouver.
yes.
Yeah, okay. I was pretty sure it was the second half of the back to back. And then also Chicago. So Gibson's last 5 games are Washington back on Thursday, March 23rd. Then Carolina the following Saturday. Overtime loss. Both of those wins where he only allowed 2 goals. Washington overtime loss on March 1st. Sorry, did I say back on March 23rd? I meant
Yeah, you
February
did.
23rd. Sorry, for Washington. And then Montreal 3-2 win, 5-2 loss to Seattle. So, kind of wipe that one from the slate. And then this 3-1 win against Calgary. We haven't had Klingberg in the lineup since the second game against Washington, the 3-2 overtime loss. So last 5 games, although Gibson's only played in 3 of them, but in those 3 games, 1-1 record. I mean, yeah, like I'm not saying that John Klingberg is the reason that this team sucked defensively, but even if he's playing 15 minutes a night, that's 15 minutes that the other team gets to kind of do whatever they want defensively.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's another defenseman out there, but they can only do so much, right? I'm just trying to say since John Klingberg was scratched and Dmitry Kulikov, I guess, as well. But I'm more focusing on Klingberg here.
Traded, you mean?
No, because they were scratched against the
right.
the Capitals on the first before they were traded.
Trade related reasons, yeah.
Yeah. So, but since then, like, the only exception really is that Seattle Kraken game. But we talked about how deep the Kraken are, and I think one of those was an empty net goal too, if I'm not mistaken, for Seattle. Yeah, it was. So still only allowing 4 goals, but that just as a whole, that wasn't a great game. It's kind of lining up, I guess. and I don't know, I'd have to really go back, I guess, to see how we did when John Klingberg was out earlier in the season, but like
I feel like that almost makes it worse for John Klingberg heading into this this free agency period coming up here, because like I know he's been doing all right with Minnesota, to say the least,
but on the power play.
Yeah, exactly. And here, you know what, let's see if we can pull up Klingberg's numbers right now.
Yeah.
Just for his time in Minnesota so far. He's played 4 games and he's got 2 points, which I think those points actually just came. Yeah, they just came last night actually against San Jose there. So,
yeah.
Hey, John's not in the lineup anymore, and the team, the bad Anaheim Ducks actually got better.
Yeah, like
okay.
Ducks have what, 15 games left, you said?
16. Yep.
16 games.
That's
we go 500 for the rest of the season. That looks pretty bad on John Klingberg.
It does, honestly. I like you could also look at it and go, yeah, okay, but Dmitry Kulikov's not in that lineup either. But Kulikov's not the guy who, if Kulikov was noticeable normally, it was because of a good play that he made.
Yeah, there was the odd one, but it's going to happen.
Otherwise, he was a guy that just kind of did his job. Like you never really felt one way or the other, at least for myself.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
So like just serviceable.
Yeah,
but Klingberg defensively, at least, yeah, not so much. So
yeah, Kulikov actually got an assist the other night as well against Philly in their Pittsburgh's 5-1 win.
Chuck Fletcherless Philly now.
That's true. That's very true.
Which that's about time for that franchise.
Yeah,
it's a completely other conversation, but
oh yeah, no, but absolutely, yeah. Kulikov's been quite a bit more physical actually in his brief time with Pittsburgh as well. But I mean, probably trying to make a little bit of a statement, showing up for a new team and just throwing the body around. But like he's got at least a hit in the 3 games, 4 against the Islanders the other night, and it was kind of every other game he was hitting with Anaheim, and it was usually 1 or 2 hits So yeah, I don't know, but it's harder to, I guess, put the numbers, like those kind of numbers, on a defensive defenseman like that to see how they're doing. But yeah, with Klingberg, I mean, Klingberg's not a minus actually in any of the games he's played with Minnesota. +3 against Calgary, 0 against Calgary again, and against Winnipeg, and then a +1 against San Jose.
To be fair, that Calgary game, everybody was an even 0.
I guess, yeah, because
there's 1-0 in the shootout.
Yeah, I guess both games Calgary's didn't score any goals, so Klingberg, but Klingberg on the ice for all 3 of the Minnesota goals in that first game, and then 0. Everybody would have been even. You're right. Yeah. Winnipeg just quiet, and then a +1 against San Jose with 2 assists. So I guess that means he was on or one of them was on the power play. So hasn't been on the ice for a goal against. Potentially,
but that also shows that Minnesota's using him in a better way, I guess, than the Ducks were able to.
Maybe, yeah. 19 minutes, almost 1941 against Calgary the first time. The second game against Calgary, 23 minutes and 20 seconds. 4.5 of that being on the power play, and then obviously 5 minutes of overtime as well. Against Winnipeg, played 16:40, a minute 28 of that on the power play, and then 18:58 against San Jose, 3:34. So yeah, he's getting about 15 minutes a night. So yeah, I mean, probably third pairing minutes and then power play specialist. So okay, yeah, it makes it's making sense now. It's clicking. Yeah, we're getting there. We're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So yeah, I mean. We'll see what happens, but I am going to be curious. I am going to be curious to see what Klingberg signs for in the offseason and just how the Ducks do without him. So
yeah, that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah. All right. I mean, that's kind of really all we have to talk about for this episode. We have a couple other things, but I guess let's take a quick break, and then on the other side, we will, see how much time we can fill with the rest of what we have. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Ready for the underdogs, the upsets, and the unbelievable action from DraftKings Sportsbook? The biggest tournament in college basketball is here. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on college hoops and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all customers can score a no-sweat bet during round 1 and 2 of the tournament. Go to the app, opt in, and place a no-sweat bet this weekend. If it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back up to $10. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up with the code THPN. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. Again, that's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
All right. That was quick. I was, just scrolling my phone, waiting for that to end, and then I was like, "Oh, it's done." And then I looked up, and we're on the screen. So that's fun.
To make you feel better, I did the same thing, and I'm the one who edited the thing. Even
yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, there's literally absolutely zero news coming out because trade deadlines passed. We're just kind of waiting out the end of the season. No updates on any injuries, which makes sense. We were,
fortunately and unfortunately,
yeah. But I mean, everybody that is out is kind of projected to be out longer term still, so we weren't really expecting positive updates that way. So yeah, that's
it is what it is.
That's that. Yeah. So, yeah, but there is some interesting news to talk about, not Ducks related and not even really NHL related at all. And Nate, I know you shared this on Friday night. I think just on your personal. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's on my personal.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so not everybody would have seen this, not all of our followers, anyways. But do you think? I know you can see what this is. Can we do audio for this? Do you think?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be able to for the ECHL at least.
I think so. Yeah. So I mean, if you're not watching, it doesn't quite do it justice here, but the announcer is pretty good. As well, pretty hyping it up. But with about 33.8 seconds to go in the third period of the Wheeling Nailers and the I forget the name of this other team, Fort Wayne Comets. I couldn't remember the city there. Fort Wayne Comets of the ECHL, which are the affiliates of the Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. We were, ECHL fans, and then everybody else who has social media was treated to a goalie fight here between, what's his name? Brad Barron Brad Barone, I think is how it's pronounced, and Ryan Fanti. So here it is.
Are they going to go? Oh, the helmets are off. Let's do it. Goalie fight here at the Coliseum. Barone and Fanti lining each other
and
up.
This jab here.
Oh, just that. You just know how it's going after that jab.
Yeah.
Oh, he fakes the left hand, Barone. Look at that right by
I think Barone knew he screwed up at that point.
Fanti going in with another one. Barone doesn't have a chance. Fanti takes him down. Look at the comment bench explode. Ryan Fanti.
Just absolutely wailed on him. Barone didn't even get a swing in, I don't think. It was just all defensive there.
Can we watch that one more time, please?
Oh, absolutely we can.
Please watch that one more time.
Yeah, where did my mouse go? Hello? There it is. Okay.
If you are just listening to the podcast, either go find this clip or come watch it with us here. This is one you have to watch as well.
Absolutely.
The commentary does do it justice. Don't get me wrong. You have to watch this as well.
Yeah.
Because this is all Fanti for the comments. All Fanti.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's not too far back on your personal Twitter as well. Because this is just where I pulled it from. So currently, yeah. So hold off on the tweets, but
can't make any promises.
Yeah, here it is again.
And Fanti lining each other up. Let's see what we got. Fanti with a left, tags him.
Oh, yeah, just that left jab.
Oh, he fakes the left hand, Barone.
And then he throws in one and then gets a hold, and then he's just ragdolling Barone.
7, 8. So he takes like 8 total swings, and I think he connects on about 6 of them.
Oh, easily, yeah.
That is the most connection I have seen on not even just a goalie fight, but on a fight in a while, right? Because you had a lot of them that are good swings or that kind of thing, but it's like just a glance or it misses and kind of lands on the shoulder or something like that, right? Those were all direct, going to where they're supposed to hits.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was that was a good one. And when goalies are fighting too, it's it's just pure raw emotion, because it's a process to fight as a goalie. Not only do you have to skate at least half the length of the ice to meet up with the other goalie, but then you got to take the blocker off, take the glove off, take the helmet off. Bless you. Good. That was quick on the mute as well. Very good. Oh man, to anyone just listening, you obviously didn't hear that. It was
fuck, I'm seeing stars after that one. Jesus.
Oh boy. Good thing you're sitting down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a process. You got to be really mad, because you got to be fucking gotta take my blocker off, and I got to take my glove off. Now I got to take the helmet off. Okay, now I'm ready to go.
It's one of those processes that typically your therapist would be like, okay, do this, and by the time you're done, you'll be settled down. Goalies are like, I'm going to do this, and I'm still going to be ready to kick your ass.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that it's always going to be a good one. It's always going to kind of live up to the hype when there's a goalie fight. And yeah, this one definitely lived up to it. At least for Ryan Fanti and the comments there. Maybe not so much if you're Brad Barone and the Wheeling Nailers there.
Yeah,
well, so.
exactly. So I was gonna say as well, like especially if you're like undoing all the straps on your gloves and that kind of thing, like you have it tighter. You're not like me who just like slide my hand into it and keeps it loose,
Yeah.
so that they do just drop off.
Yeah.
Like you want to see me strip out of my stuff, it just falls off. Trust me.
Yeah. But yeah, just a goalie fight in general is just a big energy move. And for the refs and linesmen for actually allowing a goalie fight to happen, because they were there. They easily could have been like, no, like this is good. This game's over. We don't need to do this. So to the refs and the linesmen letting a goalie fight actually happen for once, a big energy move.
I think they got into it like just too late, kind of thing.
Yeah, potentially.
But either way, yeah.
But they still they let it go. But
still happened.
Do you have one here, Nate?
For just absolutely laying the smackdown on the Nailers goalie.
A big energy move.
Yep.
Yeah. By Ryan Fanti there. Ryan Fanti is signed by the Oilers as well. I think he's in the second year of his minor league deal. Brad Barone is not signed by the Penguins. He's just an ECHLer there. 32 years old as well. Fanti is 23. So, but any team looking for a little bit of grit, you could still sign Brad Barone. And any team that's just looking to cause some shit and maybe has a game against the St. Louis Blues coming up.
I was gonna say Jordan Binnington. That's what you're actually supposed to do if you're gonna do the shit that you're doing.
Yeah. Barone might not have got a lick in, but he's probably looking for a little bit of redemption. Like, that was not a good fight. I gotta pick it up. I gotta fight somebody else again just to show that I'm not a little bitch.
Yeah. Edmonton brings up Fanti and goes, hey, this guy also just came up from the ECHL. He also has a little bit of a temper at him, but he's willing to actually drop the gloves and not just swing sticks at guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. The thing is, I don't see any goalies, because I don't see Binnington willingly fighting anybody, but I don't see there being any goalies. Yeah, exactly. I don't see any goalies like actually going like full Ron Hextall and being like, we are fighting, whether you like it or not. Like, I'm going 200 feet to, Superman punch you.
I'm still available for any NHL team that is going to be playing the St. Louis Blues for the rest of this season.
Yeah, see, I know that you're like that, but I don't think there's any goalies that are currently signed to an NHL deal that would be willing to do that.
I will do it for my jersey, a per diem, and like $100.
There you go.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. I mean, they have to sign you to league min.
No, not for a PTO.
Oh yeah, I guess for that. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. There you go.
And the game puck. I'll take the game puck.
Game puck, jersey,
$100 and $100. Yeah. It's a pretty damn good deal, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, and my travel. I should throw that in there too.
Yeah. And obviously you're gonna get to meet every NHL player on that team too. Like that's just standard. But that's a pretty sweet deal, I would say.
Let's take a look at the St. Louis Blues schedule for the rest of the season. No kidding. Let's play. Who's gonna sign Nate?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
I guess last thing we have to talk about here is the lone upcoming game between now and our next episode, which we will be doing another watch long, third week in a row for this one. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time over on the THPN YouTube channel at THPN. We will be doing a watch long for the Ducks versus the New York Islanders, 7 p.m. Pacific there. And the New York Islanders will be in town visiting for that one. For the second meeting of the year, the first meeting being way back in game number 2, which was a 7-1 whopping by the Islanders.
Right, I remember that game now.
You remember how high we were when the not how high we were, but like how high on the team we were when they came back against the Kraken in the season and the home opener there, 5-4, and we're like, oh man, this team's gonna be good. Like, yeah, it's only the Seattle Kraken, they were last in the division last year.
It's like, hey, here's improvement, and then the Islanders went, fuck you.
Yeah, and then the Rangers went fuck you, and then the Devils went fuck you, and then the Bruins 2-1, which is, in hindsight, is wild. The Red Wings went fuck you, the Lightning went fuck you, and
we were just like, okay, we're back down to earth.
Yeah, literally 7 straight losses after that game against the Kraken to open the season. Wow, that's and like not even and like 7-1, 6-4, 4-2, a 2-1, 5-1, 4-2, 4-0. So yeah, that 7-1 whopping was really just a humbling moment for Ducks fans and the team, I think.
Dallas Egan saw us floating up and grabbed onto us before he even had the jump to grab onto us and be like, no.
Yeah.
No, sorry. But that's cute, but no.
Yeah. And I mean, the Ducks have been doing pretty good recently, as we've talked about, in large part to John Gibson. Obviously, we have absolutely no idea what happens in this game against Nashville on Sunday. But, if the Ducks come out winning this one, or even just put up a good effort against the Nashville Predators, I think the Islanders kind of do the same thing they did back in game 2 and just, bring the Ducks back down to earth a little bit and smack us around for some good times, probably.
Yeah, the Islanders, though, are not liking playing on the road this year is the one thing that gives me a glimmer of hope for this game. 14, 14, and 5 on the road. Compare that to their home record of 20, 12, and 3. They are 6-3-1 in their last 10 currently, and they will play LA before playing us, but I'm not sure if that's a back-to-back situation for them necessarily.
It is. They'll be playing LA on Tuesday, but they have 2 days off before that, and then 2 days off before San Jose.
Oh, there you go. And the Islanders currently sitting second in the Eastern wildcard spot with 76 points in 68 games. 3-point lead on the Florida Panthers there, but the Panthers have a game in hand. And currently looking at a matchup. Oh, I don't envy them for this. Currently looking at a matchup against the Boston Bruins in the first round.
Oof. Yeah.
I don't care how many Lou Lamoriellos you have running your team. That's gonna suck. That's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Before they played Washington last night and lost 5-1, the Islanders were on a 5 game point streak with just a shootout loss to the Wild in there. And they beat Winnipeg, Detroit, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh all in that span. So all teams that they're kind of fighting for playoff spot with. Obviously not Winnipeg, but the other ones, and I guess not really Detroit either, but all teams that are somewhat in the hunt for that wild card spot. So, yeah, it's I'm not sure how this one's going to go. I don't think the Islanders have any notable injuries. I believe they're fairly healthy. And really, I guess all season, the only big move they've made is acquiring Bo Horvat from the Vancouver Canucks there. Currently their top line centerman. Oh, is Barzal out? He must be. Yeah. How long's that been? Since mid-February? Looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, they're missing Barzal, Pajot, and Wallstrom.
Okay. Yeah, no updates on when Barzal could come back, just out indefinitely with a lower body injury. I think Pajot's been out like the majority of the season. Oh, no, never mind. He was placed on IR, retroactive to February 11th. So about a month.
Yeah.
He's been out.
It's still not a horrible center progression, though. Horvat, Brock Nelson, Casey Cizikas, and Josh Bailey. It's not horrible.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all. Yeah. I mean, once you throw Pajot and Barzal back in there, like you're looking at some pretty good depth center-wise, I think.
Yeah, that second line as well, being 2/3 past Lula Morello, New Jersey Devils, as well as Zach Parise and Kyle Palmieri.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, even with those notable injuries, I think that the Islanders are still a pretty deadly team. Yeah, like they've got a little bit more of a scoring touch now, still fairly defensive though.
Yeah.
And then goaltenders both being pretty solid in Sorokin and Varlamov. Have they been a tandem this year, or Sorokin played more of the games? I haven't followed them too closely, so.
No, Sorokin's been taking the majority of them by the looks of it here. He's got a 23-18-6 record and a .926 save percentage with 5 shutouts.
Damn.
Compared to Varlamov, 11-8-2 with a .910 save percentage and 2 shutouts.
Oh wow, 7 shutouts for
between the two of them. Yeah.
Damn.
And I think one of them went down for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, like with injury. So they had somebody else up. Yeah, if I'm remembering that correctly, but
they only have 2 goalies listed as playing for the Islanders this season, so I guess probably just both of them. I mean, one of them could have went down and they had someone up and they just didn't play, but
yeah,
not sure there. So yeah,
I'm gonna call 4-2 for the Islanders on this one.
4-2 Isles. All right.
Yeah.
I don't even have our.
What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. Slacking apparently. There we go.
Apparently.
There it is. 4-2 for the Isles. That's Nate's prediction. Yeah, what do I want to predict for this one? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's super promising. I mean, Ducks have they've kind of, well, I guess no, not really. 2 goals, 3 goals, 2, 4 if you take away the empty net, 3 and 1 in terms of goals against in their last few games here. The Islanders being a primarily defensive team, I'm going to say 3-1 in favor of Islanders. A little bit
we got the same
lower
spread.
Event. Yeah, same spread, but just less scoring. Obviously, we talked about the Islanders getting a little bit more offensive firepower, I guess, but I still think with Barzal out and I guess mostly just Barzal. With him out, I think they're kind of just about where they were before in terms of scoring, and 7 goals is pretty rare for the Islanders. Yeah. So I think they really just focus more on the defensive side of it here, but the Ducks also, as we talked about, a little bit better defensively as of late in terms of like breaking up rushes and just keeping shots more so to the outside and then good at clearing pucks away. Yeah, Gibson had 16 high danger shots against.
Yeah, for against Calgary there,
yeah, but like we're not going to be holding teams to 4 or 5 high danger shots against, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's pretty reasonable, I think. So yeah, a little bit lower event here, but I still think the Islanders come out with the win on this one. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and then obviously we didn't get the Island or the Calgary game. You were close though, saying 3-2. The final being 3-1. We both did get, or no, we didn't get the spread. Never mind, 2-goal spread. So, and I was less close at 4-3, but yeah. So I guess that is it for the upcoming games there, and we don't have anything else on the outline. So Nate, do you have anything else you want to add here?
No, I actually got nothing.
Okay. Yeah. When you paused,
I thought I had something,
I was like,
I don't.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to come up with something. It was more just like I didn't want to be like, all right, we're out of here, and you were like, whoa, I had something I wanted to say. So
no, I'd let you go otherwise. But yeah, I thought I had something, but I don't. So if I do, look for it on my Twitter at Tatenamas, TATENHOMAS.
Yeah, sounds good. As I said earlier, we'll be doing a watch long for that Islanders game over on the THPN YouTube channel. So be sure to catch us over there, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, I did want to check. I think there's another watch long going on earlier that day as well. So if you're looking for just
don't have
something to do the whole evening, but you don't? Oh yeah, that's the one of the
it's the only tri-state area team that I'm missing.
Oh really? Huh.
So I think if I have that right in my head. So I have New Jersey, I have the Rangers.
Yep, I can see them both right above your head.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, they are right there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As of right now, nothing scheduled up until our watch along there, but subject to change. So be sure to check out the THPN YouTube channel. Subscribe to them, hit the bell to be notified because they're tons of fun. Chat always popping off there. So yeah, it's a good time.
I'm gonna correct myself. Actually, I'm also missing Buffalo.
I thought you had a Buffalo one.
No, I don't yet.
Huh. Oh yeah, you were talking about getting the goat head.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So that might be like the one team that I get like 2 jerseys actually, because I can't pick. I like them both.
Yeah. Okay, I guess let's get out of here. So Nate, if people want to boo you for how bad your Calgary Flames are doing there, just like the fans at the arena did, we forgot to mention that when we talked about the game, but I do always enjoy that little Flames misery. That's what keeps me going through the tough days, honestly. Not for you, not for you being miserable, but other Flames fans being miserable. So yeah, Nate, if people want to, laugh at you for how the Flames lost to the Anaheim Ducks there in embarrassing fashion, where can they do that at?
I'll laugh with you on Twitter at TATENHOMAS, because that's all I can do about that Flames team right now, as well as just laugh.
Yeah, that's fair, and then that's what keeps you sane too. So
it makes me insane. This has been a struggle for me for both Calgary and Anaheim sides, because both sides are just grabbing onto my brain and twisting it and going, "No, we're not doing anything logical. Fuck you."
Yeah. And if you want to message me and just tell me to lay off John Klingberg because he's gone and in the past, and just to just forget about our exes and just move on, and just focus on the Trevor Zegras and the Mason McTavish of the future. You can do that at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. The show is on Twitter at Quack Report Pod as well. We're on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube at that handle. Be sure to check us out after the Islanders watch along for our post game show at Quack Report Pod on YouTube. Thanks for listening, and go Ducks go.